Alright everyone, a few days ago some crazy zealot decided to go proselytize to the North Sentinel Island natives, and people are like, oh, it's sad, he got apparently shot at with an arrow the first time he went there. He was trying to interact with them. It was basically a warning shot. He goes back to the fishing boat he had chartered to bring him close to the island. And then he went back and never returned. And they're thinking, oh, he's like buried in the sand of the beach or something. He's been killed. Basically, leave people alone. And to crazy preachers and other zealots out there, you shouldn't be trying to go to an uncontacted tribe to save them from their sin or anything like that. I'm sure they can manage just fine. They managed to survive that tsunami despite the fact that they're arguably still in the Stone Age. Scientists have gone there and they're like, oh, we know what we'll do. We'll leave them a bunch of, random bullshit, some Tupperware and shit. And they're like, they fucking don't give a fuck and kick it back into the ocean. I'm not sure they're 100% uncontacted. I think rather what happened is that they just simply know that outsiders will fuck around with them. Probably from sometime in the colonial era. You've got like a ship, a rowboat full of pirates lands there thinking it's uninhabited. They're like, oh, haha, here we bury our treasure. And then the North Sentinelese come along and they're like, oh, hi. And they have no problem with them. Then the pirates start trying to rape their women or enslave them or something. And so they slaughter them all. And now they know not to trust people from the outside world. Now, it's basically like living archaeology after a fact, so it should definitely be left alone. And here's the thing. I have contempt for people who take up this bullshit holier-than-thou attitude. Oh my god, we must go tell them the truth. They are not saved because, actually that's not necessarily true. In some Christian traditions, what they teach is, oh, if they haven't been told about Jesus or anything, they can't sin. They're living basically for the purposes of judgment. They're counted among like the little children or like, people who are severely disabled because they can't know the truth because they've never been told it by someone to preach it to them. There was actually an interesting quip. I can't remember who it was from. And there was like some Inuit who was basically saying, oh, so you're saying, why did you proselytize to us and tell us about Jesus? Because basically what was said is, hey, if you had never come to tell us about Jesus, would we have gone to hell or what? And and the priest is like, no, because, you wouldn't have known that there was a Jesus. So he's like, oh, so now you've put us at risk of hell. Well, why'd you do that, basically? You should have just left us alone. We were better off, being pagans. And they were. Arguably, most groups of people were. The Sentinelese, who knows what kind of weird spirituality they may follow. It's probably less weird than some forms of Christianity. The idea of worshipping some dude who was given wine on a toilet stick 2,000 years ago. True story, by the way. Look up how the Romans washed their asses and then match it up to the story of them offering thirsty Jesus up on the cross a drink of vinegar. Oh yeah, what do you think that actually is a reference to? It's a fucking 2,000-year-old Roman joke that none of the people they were trying to convert actually understood. Yeah, that's kind of weird to me. Yeah, organized religion tends to be a little bit weird because the religiosity, the ritualism, changes over time and sort of goes along with different cultures. So where you have a cosmopolitan religion, it diverges and then it sort of remeshes together and things overlap or cancel one another out and you get sort of a weird hodgepodge sort of religion. Islam is like that in many ways. And some others as well. Maybe some aspects of Hinduism, insofar as they're outside of the Indian subcontinent. Certainly the way it's practiced in the West is like, oh yeah, I'm trying to raise my karma. I meditate once in a while and I avoid eating beef. Aren't I such a wonderful religious person? Go to the temple. What are you talking about? What temple? It's very funny. No, I have, it's reprehensible to think that you need to go to this island of a few, 100 people, basically. They're virtually uncontacted. They obviously don't want you there. This person had to have known. Like, you don't just randomly stumble onto this island. No, he wanted to go and be the priest who turned them to the light of Christianity or some stupid shit like that. His name is like Alan Chow or something like that. And he goes there and he was trying to like make nice with the native people. Oh, I will lift you up out of your barbarism. I'm such a swell guy. No, what you could have done is given them some disease that would have wiped them off the face of the earth. Wonderful. It's a good thing if they shoot at you with a warning arrow and try to drive you from the island. And if he hadn't been an idiot and gone back, knowing they didn't want him there, thinking, oh, well, Jesus will protect me or some stupid shit like that, then he'd still be alive. And he'd still be wallowing in his spiritual ignorance while pretending that others are actually ignorant. So now I'm not really cut up about it. And this has happened before. Like, they'd fly over the island with helicopters to take pictures. They'll fire arrows at the helicopter. They don't give any shits. Now, of course, they're probably not going to hit it. Apparently, they have blunt arrows that they use for their warning shots. Basically, it's like, yeah, this is going to sting. Get the fuck off the island. We don't want you here. And then if you persist, they'll kill you. There was one case. The Indian authorities don't give a shit. I mean, the island has no strategic value. It has no wealth to be extracted. So, like, just leave them alone, which is the best thing to do. Apparently, there was a case where a couple fishermen, actually, they got cut adrift accidentally, and their ship got too close to the island in the middle of the night, like they were asleep. They got fucking slaughtered. Now, they're not even sure how they're going to remove this dude's remains. They should just leave it there. Let him eat the remains or bury him in the sand or do whatever they want. Don't even bother recovering his body. Should belong to them now. He tried to proselytize them. That maybe part of their spirituality is the bodies of their enemies have to stay on the island. Did you ever think of that? Leave him there. Let the family grieve. Sorry for your loss, but your relative there made a really dumb decision. One thing I will say is that they did take the very mature step of basically saying, we shouldn't persecute these people for this because, they're an uncontacted tribe. Some people would call out for vengeance. They'd be like, oh my God, these savages killed our relative. We've got to go storm the island. We're going to kill them all. It'd be, a bloodbath and be stupid as fuck. I mean, a bloodbath because the invaders would probably get shot full of arrows. It'd be actually kind of funny. That's about all. Peace out.